Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you guys the single best prompt that you can utilize on ChatGPT or any other AI chat for that matter, that you simply just copy, paste, and plug in, click enter, and it will turn it essentially into an interview coach or interview tutor just to prep you for whatever interviews you might have upcoming, whether it's for a job or it's for school. It doesn't make a difference. You simply just plug it in, click enter, and it will work. So to do this, obviously you need to have the prompt, and it'll be available in the description of this video or as the pinned comment. Now you can go ahead and paste it into a standard chat, or you can use a custom GPT, but what I always recommend for prompts like this that we often talk about is to use projects mode. Now the reason I recommend projects mode is because with projects mode it stays organized. It's like your own personal folder, so anything that you put in there, it'll stay confined to that, especially if you utilize this right here, which is memory mode that's specific to projects. So you can click project only memory mode. That way any information from outside chats or from the chats that you use in projects mode won't overlap. It basically keeps everything confined in one place, keeps it organized, and keeps your memory hygiene on ChatGPT nice and clean. So we can go ahead and I'll call this interview, and I'll go ahead and create the project. And then we're going to go ahead and paste the prompt. Now, like I said, you can access this prompt in the description of the video, or you can access it in the comment section if it's a pinned comment, depending what YouTube allows me to do. So this is what the prompt looks like. Now, all this is going to do basically, like, you don't need to fill anything into this prompt at first. The prompt is going to set ChatGPT up, or whatever AI up, to basically ask you the questions as an intake. There'll be, I believe, up to 10 questions for the intake, and you'll see here that you are my interview coach and mock interviewer, plus answer editor. Core rule, do not ask me to fill out a template. So essentially this is going to turn it into a interview coach, and it'll even give us mock interviews so that you can practice before your big day. So it'll give you questions like this that you're going to have to fill out. That way it'll understand all the details and what it will need to ask you and how it will have to behave to help you prepare for your interview. So as we can see here, the first question is, what role are you interviewing for? The exact job title. I'll go ahead and answer this in hypothetical sense, and I'm going to answer all the questions actually, and then come back and just go over them quickly with you guys. That way this video doesn't go, 20 minutes long of me just simply answering questions. I'll just run through them in a quick skim, and I'll be right back. So I went ahead and answered all of the intake questions, and just to give you guys the gist, as we can see here, it basically asks like what the role is, what level you'll be working in, what industry, what interview stage it would be, and this is just all hypothetical. I just answered things that I would have somewhat of an understanding about. What's your experience in 5 to 8 bullet points? What are your top 3 strengths for the role, your top 3 weaknesses, any constraints you might have, for instance like career switching, employment gaps, or limited experience, and what tone should we aim for? So, assume, let's say you're going for a professional role, maybe you'd want it more concise or detailed, but I went with confident and friendly. And we can see here, so phase 2, your answer, I'm trying to get a job in this hypothetical situation as a senior programmer at Ubisoft, and it's an in-person interview with a hiring manager. So the assumptions, best effort since details are limited. You're strongest in gameplay programming, not pure engine tools with C++ and typical AAA pipelines. So basically, obviously with the questions that I answered here, I was very vague and just very general, but what I'd recommend doing is that if you are using this prompt, to be as detailed as possible and just answer the questions with as much information as you can provide, and upload documents if you'd like as well. That way it has the best understanding and can truly give you the best responses as a interview preparer, like help you prepare way better by actually having the information, because if it doesn't have the information, it'll be very general with like what I'm doing right here, but the more information you provide it, the better this prompt can actually create a interview coach for you. So as we can see here, tell me about yourself 3 versions. So we can go short and punchy, and basically it'll give you responses of what you can say and what the options would be. So long, balanced, or just short and concise, tight and punchy. 30-second, why this role, why this company. So then you can basically just go through and practice these questions that they would assume you'd be asked. And for instance, 6-star stories, map to common themes, results, impact, and it gives you like situations that you might be dealing with, ambiguity, design shift, conflict, cross-discipline, failure, mature, top 10 likely hiring manager questions. So it gives you everything that you would need to prepare for an interview of this nature. And like I said, the more information that you give, the better it will be. So then you can go through it and understand what it assumes you might be asked. And maybe you'll actually have knowledge of what you'll be asked ahead of time. Sometimes that's the case. But here, once you actually go through it and somewhat prepare for whatever would be your interview, you can go ahead and say mock interview, and I'll start question by question exactly as specified. Ask 1, grade, rewrite, 2 versions, coach, re-answer. So you can basically go over the questions over and over with this ChatGPT prompt essentially, and prepare yourself for the interview by going over the questions. And you can even use voice mode and actually treat it as if you are in a real life situation. So this prompt simply just creates the perfect interview coach for you, and you can just, like I said, just make sure you include the information that you have and that's relevant to your expertise, and be as detailed as possible so that it truly understands what you're looking for, and it'll give you the best results possible. But to use it, like I said, just copy the prompt from the description or the comment section, paste it into ChatGPT, and you're pretty much ready to go after you do the 10 intake questions. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.